Your phone is tracking you all the time. Before you start to panic, this is not some conspiracy theory. This is a real breakdown of what is actually happening on that mobile phone you go about with. I'm going to be telling you why Apple does it, how it affects your privacy, and whether you should turn some of these settings off. So first of all, let's start by talking about what is actually being tracked. Your phone collects, surprisingly, a very high amount of data on the background, even when it's just sitting in your pocket or sitting on your table. Now, this includes your location, where you are, where you've been, and even how often you've been to certain places, your movements in terms of motion, how you travel, how fast you're going, and including the routes you take when you travel. It also collects data of your app usage, which apps you're using on your phone, how long you sit on those apps, and what you do inside of those apps when you visit them. Some of this is done by Apple, and then some others by apps you installed on your phone that usually would ask you for location permissions. Now, before we talk about the dark sides, let's be fair and talk about the good side as to why Apple actually tracks your data. Number one reason is personalization. Your phone learns your habits, so it can make your life easier. For example, it might suggest the fastest route to work before you even ask, or Siri might remind you be home early for a meeting based on current traffic. Number two is convenience. It helps you to autofill your address quite faster when you're using other websites. Number three is for safety and security reasons. If you ever lose your phone, Find My Phone uses application services to help you track it. And in emergencies, your iPhone can automatically share your location with first responders who can quickly come to rescue you. Another reason is better app experience. Navigation applications like Google Maps or Apple Maps obviously rely on your location, to give you direction for wherever you're going to go. Fitness apps needs motion data. Even weather apps use your location to give you a more accurate local forecasts. So it's not all that bad, because at the end of the day, most of the features we love about iPhones require these data to be able to function. Now, here's the flip side to all of this: privacy risk. Even though Apple claims that it doesn't sell your personal data, it actually uses your data to improve these services. Some third-party applications you install on your phone also misuse your data when you give them permissions to do so. Some apps do not even stop picking up your data. They continue to take up your data at the background even when you are not even using them. And if that data for any reason is leaked or shared, it reveals everything about your entire life. Another thing again is battery and performance. Many of these applications that use your location for one thing or the other drain your batteries, particularly for old phones. So you want to, as much as possible, go through these things from time to time, because it reduces your phone efficiency. So if you've noticed your phone draining out so quickly, background applications might be responsible for that. Another thing again is the creepy factor. There's just this thing weird about knowing that you do not have your privacy, as it were. Like, your phone has access to everything about you, and if lost, oh my goodness, you become unsettled. You become that worried if it gets into the wrong hands, because a lot of data about you is sitting on your phone. Your phone knows what you eat, where you visit to eat this food. Your phone knows where you sleep. Your phone knows where you work, and how often you visit certain places. That can be quite unsettling for a lot of people. And I think another thing that shocks most people is the significant locations feature. And that one shocks a lot of people when they see it for the very first time. And sometimes you find yourself feeling, for some companies do these things. They don't really have like a dedicated cybersecurity personnel. They ask a lot of things on your phone, things that are not even necessary. And they collect all of this data and begin to share. Some forms you feel on your phone, unnecessary data about you, just keep packing, piling them, and that can be destructive. Okay, I'll give you an insight for free. For those of us who really don't know how this works, sometimes you can just be having conversations with people, or even having private chats with people, and then all of a sudden, from nowhere, you begin to see ads relating to what you just discussed with someone. It wasn't coming all along, but the fact that you mention it to someone whether by voice or even by typing, it begins to come up in your feeds. It begins to bring things related to that. The truth of the matter is that this data is collected so that targeted ads can be sent to you that are useful to you. But what if you thought about it and you don't feel comfortable about it? You want to have some form of control, over it, because you don't think an app should monitor your life 24/7. There's good news because you can actually control this from your settings in your phone. So to control this, go to your phone settings and then click on privacy and settings and location services. There you will see which apps are actually using your location, and then you can set them to never, or you can put it on ask next time, or even just click on while using the app. So it only gets access to your location when necessary. Number 2, turn off significant locations. In system services, scroll down and switch off significant locations if it feels too intrusive. If you don't feel comfortable, switch it off. When apps ask you to track you across all other websites, say no unless you really, really trust them. But if you don't, if it feels something feels just weird about it, you don't have to accept it. Many people think, oh, if they don't accept it, they won't be able to perform anything on the application. That's not true. So if you don't feel comfortable, don't approve. So here's the bottom line: your iPhone is definitely tracking you. Now, why it comes with a lot of benefits, to work smarter, convenience, and all of that in between. You still need to understand, to be intentional about how the data is being used. The best approach is to keep the features that genuinely help you, and the ones that do not help you, kindly switch it off. Alright guys, so where you want to go to is your phone settings, and in settings you go to privacy and security by scrolling down. When you click on that, it brings you to this particular interface, and on privacy and security you can see all of the options you have there. You can see location services, you can also see tracking, and when you click on location services, it opens up to this other interface. You can see all of the apps that I have here on my phone. Yours might be same or different. When you click on location services, it opens up this particular interface. So you can decide to choose never. You can decide to choose when shared. You understand? And what you're also looking for to find the significant location, this particular one, will show you where you have been. You click on system services. When you click on system services, it opens up this particular interface. You can see all of the buttons I have checked. This is where you want to control. And then by clicking significant locations, you're going to be able to see the places you've been because it has that data. So yeah, bye guys.